Record.
Hello and welcome to another Consulting Room Pause for Thought. This time we've got a few tips on beating stress. We've been talking about self-care recently in the consulting room, and self-care is part of the U circle of business success. So we talk about the 4 circles of business success, and the first one to think about is you as the business owner. And self-care, looking after yourself, making sure that you're healthy, you're eating the right things, you're protected is important, and stress management sits within that. So we just thought we'd share a few tips around stress. And the first thing to say is some stress is good. A little bit of stress can get us more focused, can get us working more productively. When stress becomes too much, a crisis, or chronic, that it happens again and again and again over a period of time, that's when it becomes a problem. So the first thing is to know your signals, know what how stress manifests itself in you. What do you feel like? What physical symptoms do you get, so that you can recognize it and do something about it? And then have a few techniques in your locker to deal with stress when it happens. That's what we're going to share today. It's just a few different ideas, and it's not the A to Z of dealing with stress, but just 3 different things that you can do, think about, focus on to help you combat stress. The first one is to see the benefits in a situation. Second one, just get outside of the house, the office space, wherever you are. And the third one is the power of dogs. So let's just look at each one of these. So the first one is seeing the benefits. And one of the most sort of difficult areas of stress is when something's happened in the past, when we feel somebody has done us a wrong, has done us some harm, has upset us in some way, and we keep revisiting it. We can't get past it. We keep going back and just reanalyzing the situation and re-feeling that stress that we had at the time, and just that can be quite a destructive kind of stress. So Michael McCulloch at the University of Miami did some research on this, got 300 students together and made them think of an incident when someone had hurt them or offended them in the past, and then split them into 3 groups. In the first group, he asked them to focus on how angry they felt about it and the negative effects of that experience. The second group, he asked to focus on the benefits that had come out of that experience. And the third group, as a control, he asked them just to focus on what they were doing the next day. And then they had a questionnaire to fill in about how they felt about the person who had wronged them, upset them, harmed them in some way. And it was significant that the group that had focused on the benefits that came from the situation were much more positive in their feelings towards the person that had hurt them. They'd managed to get themselves into a much more positive frame of mind. So this is one exercise. If there's something in the past that still niggles away at you, that you still keep revisiting and causes you stress on an ongoing basis, then get a piece of paper, and instead of thinking about how frustrating it was, how angry it made you, how you still feel irritated inside that it happened and want to almost get revenge on that person, focus on the positives. So did you develop or become aware of any strengths that you had in that situation? Did you become better at something as a result of it? Maybe if it was a very difficult situation that put a lot of stress on you, then now that you've gone past that, you can appreciate life more than you did previously. Perhaps it's put it into some kind of perspective. Did you become a wiser or a stronger person because of that? Did it make you more resilient, or do you have more insight into how to deal with people and how you could do things differently? Or has it created an opportunity that you would have missed? The phrase, as one door closes, another one opens. Often things that are really bad happen, and then when we look back and join the dots, something good came out of it that just wouldn't have happened if we'd stayed in that situation. So just writing down the benefits of a situation that keeps coming back to you can have a very positive effect. So that's the first one. See the benefits in a negative situation can help us to deal with stress. Second one that we're going to mention is get outside, particularly in the spring, the summer months when the sun's shining in the sky. That's not enough. You need to actually get out in the sun. Research says for 30 minutes. That's going to make you feel more positive. That's going to make you feel calmer. That's going to help you to combat stress. And actually, conversely, the research shows that if it's sunny outside and you don't get outside for 30 minutes, you feel worse than if it's not a sunny day. So almost a resentment that you're stuck inside when the sun's shining. So if the sun is shining, get outside. Even if it's not shining, get outside, because if you can get out and look at some trees, some plants, some flowers, some nature, then there's strong research to show that that helps us to feel calmer. There's an evolutionary mechanism in our brain that associates green plants with plentiful supply of food with I don't need to worry so much, I don't need to be so stressed. So actually that's why plants in the office, but definitely getting outside and looking at nature can help us to feel calmer. So that's the second one. And the last one, dogs. There's research that shows that people who own dogs are healthier, live longer. Now that may be associated with exercise. If you have a dog, you've got to get out every day and have a walk. So it may not be the dog that's causing that, it may be the exercise. But there's a fair body of research that shows a number of benefits around having a dog, stroking a dog, looking at a dog even can help you. And being with a dog, there's an interesting piece of research that was done that I think it was the Erica Friedman at the University of Maryland, I think, dogs and cardiovascular health. And one of the things they did was to get people to carry out a stressful task, fairly straightforward, but count backwards in threes from a four-figure number, or put your hand in a bucket of icy water and hold it there. So controlled stressful tasks. And then they got them to do it in two situations. One, where they were with their dog, and the other one where they were with their partner, their husband, their wife. And the people who were with their dog when they were going through a stressful task had a significantly lower heart rate and blood pressure rate while they were doing that task. So being with your dog is less stressful than being with your partner, which if you work in a family business, so you work with your husband, your wife, your partner, give you a few clues as to have a break from that occasionally and take the dog for a walk. And if you haven't got a dog, research actually shows that even looking at videos of dogs can have a positive effect on the brain. So I'll just finish with a few pictures of dogs to brighten your day. Dogs who have the kind of energy that you need to go forward and attack the day that you've got ahead of you, or tomorrow if you're looking at this later in the day. So that positive energy that you get from dogs can be a real combat to stress as well. So three things: see the benefits, get outside dogs. There are lots of ways of combating stress, but there are just a few tips there. And that is today's pause for thought. Pause, get it? See, comedy helps as well, but you probably need to find a better comedian than me with my pause for thought joke on the last screen there. Apart from to say, Michael and I are always happy to have a chat with you. So thanks very much, and look forward to talking to you again on another pause for thought.